played. The last time we spoke, it was more of the first games that were played. Since then, a whole lot of teams have been shown the way home. And I want us to review some of the games that was played. I will start with the Turkey game against Paraguay. I mean, Collins, what do you make of Paraguay's performance? They got a red card and they ended up knocking out Turkey. What do you make of that performance?
I can remember saying on this call that I might have been wrong, but I'm also happy I was right about something else. The Turkey game against Australia, where I mentioned that Australia's play style is not going to get them far. The way they played against Turkey is not going to get them that you're not going to get them a result against USA because I felt like huh? Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, I felt like that's the case because I felt like Turkey have I saw their firepower. You understand? Three of their attackers they are playing in the Turkish league for Besiktas, Fenerbahce, and Galatasaray. You understand? And there's Adagula playing for Real Madrid. You understand? Because I saw their attack, I saw the way they played against Australia. That's why I felt like Turkey will still advance. Only for Paraguay to set up in a similar way. And that's when I saw the problem. I didn't see it before. I was focused on Australia's demonic football. I was not focused on Turkey's inability to be creative. I was not focused on Turkey's inability to break these guys down. This was the same Paraguay USA put four past. So it's not like they are anything special. Even the Australia that they struggle to beat. USA put two past them, and USA are not all that, for God's sake. So Turkey, people are calling Turkey, yeah, I mean, they are obviously one of the dark horses in this World Cup. But there's nothing dark about that horse anymore. There's nothing dark about that horse. I don't even think they're a donkey right now. I don't even, honestly, they are so on that. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. They got, Paraguay got a red card in the first half. So you had more, what? So you had more than 45 minutes to break these guys down. As in, what? And the funny thing is that the same thing they were doing in the first half, you understand, passing the ball around and everything, it was the same thing they come and repeated in the second half. There was no urgency. If you are a team looking for a result like that, you play with urgency, you play with pace, you move the ball faster. You don't play the ball around like you are trying to secure it. It's just you put it, you put the ball in motion fast, quickly. They didn't do that. They didn't do that. And that's when I knew that this game was going to end 0-0. And that's when I saw the problem. That's why I saw why they were unable to beat Australia. Because Australia are not special. So I feel like wherever they are now, they deserve it. Wherever they are now, they deserve it. You understand? Because they were not impressive. They were not impressive at all. How can you play teams like Paraguay and Australia and you cannot score one goal? Even if it's own goal. Even if it's a missed penalty, I'll accept it. Even if it's goal, maybe goal that you score that maybe they check it, that disallow it. Nothing. Doesn't make sense. So I was very and I in that group now, there's no way I can say Turkey will qualify because Australia on 3 points.
Eliminated.
Huh?
They're already eliminated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no way they can qualify. They are eliminated, and that has spoiled my prediction. You understand? But there's still Australia. But there's still Australia and there's still USA. I'm still going to backtrack and say Australia are not qualifying from that group because that they are football. I don't like that they are football. They are not qualifying from that group. So it's either Paraguay or Paraguay and USA. So let's see how it goes.
Okay, that's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Um, Solomon, let's talk about Cape Verde. People thought the game against Portugal was a fluke. Against Uruguay yesterday, they did it again. Is Cabo Verde going to shock everybody? They played
You,
two games they are supposed to be the games they are supposed to lose. They end up drawing those games, and it seems they stand a better chance in their last game. What do you make of the Cabo Verde side?
you mean the match against Spain, right?
No, I meant Uruguay versus Cape Verde. They've played two games now,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they've
yeah,
drawn the
yeah,
two
yeah.
games.
You mentioned Cape Verde Portugal instead of Cape Verde Spain.
Yeah,
Portugal
Cape Verde,
played
Spain. Yeah,
their.
yeah.
Okay. So when people don't watch other teams, that's the problem that we have. If you watch Cape Verde at the last AFCON, if you watch them at the last AFCON, at least if you even have any idea of how football works, you know that that Cape Verde side, they are not exactly a team that you can brush aside. They are not exactly a team that you can brush aside. The only reason why that team sat back against Spain is because it is Spain. Mr. Mayawashi, people were up in the middle of the night watching that match, Cape Verde Uruguay. I was watching that match and I said, look at the way Cape Verde came out to play against Uruguay. They did not fear Uruguay at all. And rightly so. Because Uruguay too, they are toothless up front. Toothless up front. Cape Verde came out gun blazing in that match. Gun blazing. And if you ask me, they should have gotten something from that match. They should have gotten something from that match. Because Uruguay too, nothing to write home about. Absolutely nothing to write home about. Nothing to write home about. So if you watch this Cape Verde side and you still think that, oh, they are just going to what's it called now? Run away with them, or you're just going to go ride them and think that, oh, it's just going to be an easy ride. You have to think again. You have to think again. Because this Cape Verde side, they are not going to let anybody go easily. They are not going to let anybody go easily. And the way they are playing right now in the World Cup is very good for them. Very, very good for them. Because their next match now is against Saudi Arabia. Their next match is against Saudi Arabia. You know what that means? It means they stand a very good chance of qualifying for the next round. A very good chance. Right now, they're on 2 points. If they beat Saudi Arabia, they will be on 5 points. And they have automatically qualified. Because Spain will be looking to cement their top spot. Spain will be looking to cement their top spot and obviously would want to defeat Uruguay. And that means that Cape Verde can go all the way to defeat Saudi Arabia. And based on what I saw in their match against Uruguay, the thing with Cape Verde is the thing with African countries. That inability to finish off countries is still a problem for African countries. That inability to finish off teams. Senegal had that problem against France. Cote
That's
d'Ivoire
true.
had that problem against Germany.
Against Germany,
Cape Verde
yeah.
had that same issue yesterday.
Against Uruguay,
Cape
yeah.
Verde should have finished up that match. That's the problem. When they scored 1-0 up, the one way I even expected was that we were supposed to sit back. Do the same thing you did against Spain. Sit back first. Let that 1-0 finish in that first half. Sit back first. And if you can, do a counter and win that match. That inability to finish off things is what is just killing African teams. But this Cape Verde, I'll be rooting for them in their next match against Saudi Arabia. They are definitely looking like they are going to qualify for the round of 32. I'm rooting for them in their next match.
Okay, that's fantastic. Let's talk about the one that Egypt. They finally won their first game at the World Cup, and they've been going to the World Cup since 1930. They are the first African country that qualified for the World Cup, and they just won their first game. What do you make? What do you make of that particular performance? They were able to dispatch the New Zealand side 3-1. They came from behind to score 3 goals, and we saw the best of Mo Salah that we didn't see last season in Liverpool. I'll start with Collins. What do you make of that performance?
Okay, I think that's the most insane locking I've seen. One of the most insane locking I've seen from the team this World Cup because the first half, I watched it to the point before I slept off. I slept off with the game on. So I saw New Zealand score in the first half. You understand? And I was shaking my head at every every attack, every attack that Egypt were pushing, I was just shaking my head. Every attack that Egypt were pushing, I was just shaking my head. You understand? Then New Zealand scored. I was saying, if not deserve them now, what are you guys were not playing anything. The only player that was playing well was the name of this guy. The guy that was
Yeah, Collins, are you there? Collins, are you there? Okay, go ahead, Solomon. Maybe when Collins come back.
Okay. That match against Egypt, that match Egypt played. I'm not surprised. I was not in any way surprised. I watched their game against Belgium, and Egypt was the one who got
I'm
both goals in
sorry.
that
I knew
particular
that New
match.
Zealand, New Zealand, they played 2-2 draw with Iran.
Belgium goal was own goal. It was an own goal, right? Egypt played Belgium so well that I was not surprised that they were able to do it against New Zealand. I was not surprised at all. They played very well against Belgium. They played very well against Belgium. But as I said, that lack of ruthlessness up front is what is killing off African teams. But yesterday or in the middle of the night, you see the way, as Colin said, they locked in perfectly. And you also mentioned it somehow. Mo Salah was right there, making sure everything was working. Musala, Mamouche, Amor, for what's the other guy name? Fine group of players, and they got the job done. I was not even surprised at all at that scoreline. I was not surprised because if Egypt had their way, which I think they did, but they were not able to just be ruthless in the first match, they would be on 6 points right now. They should have defeated Belgium in their first match. So this particular scoreline was not in any way surprising to me. They played very well and they were able to get the results.
And I'll start with Collins. Let's go to the game between Germany and Cote d'Ivoire. How do you score against Germany and you let them come back? Where did Cote d'Ivoire get it wrong? Yeah, Collins, are you there? Oh, Collins, are you there? It seems Collins is having issues with the network. Yeah, go ahead, Solomon.
What's his name?
Yeah,
That
okay,
guy.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, go ahead, Collins. Yeah. Yeah, you are muted, you can't hear you.
That
Yeah, go
am
ahead
I
now.
muted?
I think I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay, that Adringa guy, that plays for Monaco. You understand? They should revoke his citizenship. You understand? They should make him a Tanzanian or I don't know Somalian or something. You understand? Because we saw videos of that same position. I mean, one touch, right hand corner, go. He has played the same thing for Monaco and he has scored it. But he reached
Ah, I think the network is really dealing with Collins this morning. Oh. Okay, so Solomon, go ahead.
Collins has said it too. You see that brown guy. Okay,
Yeah,
Collins
Collins,
go.
go ahead.
honestly my network has been so
Yeah, I think he has gone again. Please go ahead, Solomon.
So that Adigra guy, now that guy should that's what we're saying. That's what we're saying. The ruthlessness. Cote d'Ivoire should have been the first African team to qualify for the next round. Easily, easily. They me say something. Cote d'Ivoire played very well in the first half. Played the German side. Just the same way Senegal played France in the first half as well. Now, what I expected was that Cote d'Ivoire in the second half, they were not going to play with as much intensity as they played with in the first half, right? Try as much as possible to sit back, ensure that the one goal lead is still there. That's fine. But even when Germany scored 1-1, they had opportunities to kill this match. Opportunity to kill this match. This number 6 player that came on for them, bowed headed. I can't even imagine that I forgot his name
Fofana.
right now.
Fofana.
Fofana. That guy too. What was he thinking? I don't understand these players. What were they thinking? There are chances that they could have used to kill off that match before Germany ever got into the rhythm. Before Germany ever got into the rhythm with Undav. Now look at Germany. Just contrast both of them. How many chances did Germany see before that Undav second goal? I can't think of any right now. The moment you see this type of chances, kill it all. That's what we are saying. Kill off your chances. That Adingla boy. No. That was terrible. There are some things that a player should not do. Why it took a Goretzka to come from the back to come and collect the ball from your hand. No, that's terrible. And Collins already mentioned it. That same goal, that same chance, that same positioning, he had everything in Monaco and he scored. The same opportunity, the same chance, the same way the ball was passed to him by Pepe, the same way it was in Monaco, and he converted that chance. And then you come now. Now, here's the funny thing. The reason why it's even much more difficult now is because they'll be playing. Who will they be playing next? I think they'll be playing Sweden or Curaçao. They'll be playing
Curacao. They're
Curaçao
playing
next.
Curacao. Yeah, Curacao.
They'll play Curaçao next. Do you know that Curaçao now already believes that they have a chance to qualify?
Since they drew their game against Ecuador.
Exactly. Germany will beat Ecuador. Even if Germany does not beat Ecuador, maybe they will play a draw. Ecuador, they are toothless up front, nothing for them. So that means that this final match that Ivory Coast has against Curaçao is going to be much more difficult because Curaçao now believes that they stand a chance to qualify. And if it's that same Curaçao that turned up against Ecuador, then there's a big problem for Cote d'Ivoire. I still think they will progress. I still hope that they will progress. But if they are not able to kill off their chances against Curaçao, and bear in mind that this Curaçao team, look at the way they set up against Ecuador, the number of chances that Ecuador missed. If Cote d'Ivoire are not able to kill off their chances early on, then I don't see them qualifying for the round of 32 because this Curaçao team will make it very, very difficult for them to also go to the next round.
Okay, and that's fantastic. And thank you so much, Solomon. Anytime we are having fun, time is always running. And I can't believe we've spent 1 hour dissecting all the games. It's always amazing having you here, and I'm looking forward to maybe by the time we'll be meeting up again on Friday, maybe by that time we'll have more African team to the next round, and not like Tunisia that decided to concede 9 goals, and the competition.
But for Tunisia, right? Let me quickly mention for Tunisia, right? Abirina is a great coach. I've said it before. Abirina is a great coach. Won the AFCON with underdog Zambia. Won it again with Cote d'Ivoire. Brought Saudi Arabia to the World Cup. He's a good coach. However, I'll tell you, look at after the match, Tunisia's player, one of Tunisia's player actually had an interview where he broke down and he was complaining about the Football Association. It's the same thing with African teams. Senegal now, there's problem in their camp because their coach has not been paid. The hotel conditions that they are in is terrible. Players have to order food. It's the same thing with the footballing associations of African countries. The Tunisia player came out and said that they sacked their coach a month to the tournament.
True.
Meanwhile, you have Spain, who has been with De La Fuente since 2023 or 2024. You have Japan, who has been with this same coach for years. You have France, who has been with Didier Deschamps for 14 years, if not more. I think 12, 14 years. Didier Deschamps
12
has
years.
been with this France team. How in heaven's name do you want to compete when Avirenad had only 3 days? What magic does he want to pull off? 12 years, 3 days. 12 years, 3 days. Can you imagine the difference? It doesn't work like that. African teams, we are not telling ourselves the truth. Sack a coach 1 month. That's the same thing Nigeria too does. Oh. The same thing Nigeria too does. Shuaibu Ahmadu will qualify for the World Cup. We will bring on a Lars Lagerback to come and take us to the World Cup. How is that done? Where is that done? So I did not even fault them because left me, their first match they were not so good. Their second match they were even better. They were just what you call now terrible in the defense, and that's what led to them conceding those 4 goals that they conceded against Japan. Moving forward, I left to me, they should retain Avi Renard. He's a very good coach. That's if he even wants to be retained. That's another thing because he sef he always gives if he wants to be retained. Retain Agbonard, build with this team. This guy is a fantastic coach, and if he has accepted to coach your national team, give him the resources that he needs. Moving forward, please. They were just terrible. The football associations are just terrible. They are not giving their teams the right things that they need for World Cup tournaments or tournaments like this one. Compared to the European counterparts, you don't see European nations cut down on coaches like that. You don't see that happen. It's terrible. The football associations need to do better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Solomon. It's always amazing having you here. Thank you so much. And I hope by Friday we have more African teams in the next round. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day ahead of you. Thank you.